I don't even like Chef Boyardee, but I'm going to go with that because ramen noodles are garbage.
Good choice.
I don't eat cardboard.
Welcome to the Squad Life Podcast, the greatest show since Michael Jackson defied gravity. Thank you for tuning in, however you're listening to us, on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, squadforlife.com. We don't care how you're listening. We're just excited that you tuned in. My name is Camper Cobra. You can follow me on Twitter. That's at Camper Cobra, CamperKober. And I'm going to let the rest of the squad introduce themselves. So to my left is...
Spicy, what's up? I'm back.
Yep.
Missed out last week, so I apologize, but I was a little busy last week, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, and Cody here. I am to the left of Spicy. Thank you, Spicy.
To my left.
Yeah, Cody here. You can follow me on Facebook, just Cody Lewis, and I am on Instagram. I'm starting to get a little bit more active on that thing. It's Cody_AA_RON. That's Cody AA Ron. So yeah, hit me up. To my left is...
What up, fam? It's Brandon here, and you can follow me. I totally forgot my stuff, and I don't feel like looking it up.
You can just follow me.
Just don't follow me at all.
All right. Well, it's good to be back. This is episode 14. We've got everybody here at the hypothetical table, if you will. So it's good to have you back, Spicy. As far as episode 14 is concerned, I've been waiting all week to record this. That's how excited I am. But we're going to jump right into it. We're going to play a little game that I made up today that I like to call Rapid Fire Revealing Questions. That is RFRQ. Don't know if that stands for anything else with today's hip youth, but that's what it stands for on this show, is Rapid Fire Revealing Questions that are designed to give the audience kind of a better picture of us. And that might sound serious, but this game is anything but. So let's make the first round go in our true table order. So, Spicy, this gives you the first question. The first question I have for you is, if you had to pick a spirit animal that must be smaller than 6 inches, by the way, in length, then what would it be?
A squirrel.
A squirrel?
I don't know if that includes the tail or not. Including the tail, it's over 6 inches, but I'm going to go with the squirrel.
Just a 6-inch squirrel.
Just a regular squirrel or a flying squirrel?
No, just a regular squirrel. That may be way over 6 inches now that I think about it.
You're thinking of a sugar glider.
I'm going to stick with squirrel, though.
Okay. Would that be your spirit animal if there were no restrictions on length? We have a spirit animal for you. It's a sloth.
Yeah, I was going to say a sloth would be, because they take a lot of naps and they're slow.
And it kind of relates to how quick it's taking you to answer a question.
That's true.
The first R, Spicy, is rapid, and I know that's against your nature, but you're going to have to pick it up. Okay, second question. This is for Cody. Imagine you're going to the most important interview of your life. It's kind of out of the way. The corporate office is not in the city, so there's no stops in between you and the place. You're halfway there, and you're right on time. You can't delay, otherwise you'll be late. Halfway there, you realize you didn't brush your teeth this morning. What do? Turn back and go home to brush your teeth and be late, or show up with stinky breath? What do you do?
I'm going to show up with stinky breath, man. Because I'm banking on the fact that I brushed my teeth the night before and it's not going to be too bad.
Well, okay. That's weird. Not true, actually. Do you try to hide it, or do you just own it?
I'm going to do my best to hide it, but...
hand over the mouth at all times?
Yeah, or like just kind of mumble, like kind of lean back as far as I can, and then just kind of mumble.
Right. I got you. Third question, this one's for Brandon, the last one of round one. If you were to only smell like one fruit for the rest of your life, which fruit would it be?
Peach.
Peach?
Yeah, peachy. That way people could say I smell peachy.
Okay.
And I'd be like, you dead gum right, I do.
And that could be your motto. Everything's peachy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Brandon, how are things? Just peachy. I like it.
Exactly. That's gonna be
that's
my life's motto now.
All right. Let's just stay in the correct order here, leaving Spicy to start off our round 2. Spicy, you just got married. You just went on your honeymoon. I'm sure your bank account is kind of feeling the effects of that. You're low on money. So if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, I'm giving you 2 options here. Would it be Chef Boyardee raviolis or one flavor? It could be any flavor, but it has to be only one flavor of top ramen noodles.
I don't even like Chef Boyardee, but I'm going to go with that because ramen noodles are garbage.
Good choice.
I don't eat cardboard.
Good choice.
Okay, we disagree there, but that's okay. At least you said you didn't like Chef Boyardee raviolis. That's okay. Cody, you got the second question of round 2. This one might be one of my favorite questions. I have here, it says, who would you rather date? Oprah, Phyllis from The Office, or Sarah Palin?
Oh my gosh. Where's the 4th option?
I'm going to go Sarah Palin.
Okay.
You betcha.
That's about it. Okay.
Is that kind of the worst, or I guess the best of all the evils presented, or do you actually like her?
I mean, she's not completely unattractive, but I think she's probably the lesser of the 3 choices or evils or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I got you.
However you want to phrase that.
I would be content if I never had to speak to any of those.
Yeah.
Well, too bad because Cody has to date one. He chose Sarah Palin. Brandon, you have the second question. Or the third question of round 2. I just got 2 options here for you. Both of them are from January to December. Would you rather listen to music year-round or have your Christmas lights up year-round?
I'd rather to listen to music year-round because I despise the people who are redneck enough to keep their lights on all year-round.
I got you. So even if they're turned off all year, but they just leave them up, you hate them?
That bugs me. Well, hold on real quick. Just, am I listening to any type of music I want, or is there specific?
Oh, no, I said Christmas music.
Oh, Christmas music? Oh, shoot, that's hard, man. I didn't hear the Christmas part.
Oh.
Shoot. Never mind. I'll go back to the lights, man. I can't stand Christmas music. I despise the people who play it in October, so...
I was proud of you. I like Christmas music.
Well,
But October's a little too early. I agree.
All right. Last round for RFRQ, the first inaugural game of RFRQ on the Squad Life podcast. Spicy, you're going to start off this final round. You just got back from your honeymoon, as previously mentioned, but it's time for you to go on another vacation. This time you're going to stay for 2 weeks, and you're given 2 options here. Would you rather vacation in Cleveland, Ohio, or Santa Fe, New Mexico?
Wow. Probably Santa Fe. Never been to Cleveland, but I don't feel like that's of all the major U.S. cities, that would probably be the one I would choose last. So I'm going to go with Santa Fe.
Okay. The only thing that I think Cleveland has going for it is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've never been there, but it sounds like something that would be kind of neat to go to. However, that's why I made this vacation last 2 weeks, because Cleveland is Cleveland, and I'm really not sure what's in Santa Fe besides desert and lizards. But that's where you would like to spend 2 weeks. So, Cody, your last question. This one says, what would you prefer being famous for? There's 2 options here. Would you rather be famous for being a sumo wrestler, or would you rather be famous for being a professional My Little Pony trading card game player?
Well, shoot, this is when everybody finds out about my secret obsession with My Little Pony. No, I'm gonna have to go sumo wrestler. That sounds pretty cool.
Okay. Not what I would have chosen.
Those were 2 good choices,
okay.
though.
Yeah. At least you're famous. Brandon, you got the last question of this game until we play it again. But this question says you can only listen to music. Since you didn't choose music last round, you can listen to music that isn't Christmas music, but you only have 3 options to listen for the rest of your life. Those 3 options are either Nicki Minaj, Miley Cyrus, or Nickelback.
I have to choose from that.
we got to go by the questions.
I'm gonna go Nickelback, man. Miley Cyrus sounds like an auto-tuned bird screech, and Nicki Minaj sounds like something that, like a auto-tuned burp. Like I don't know. Like I'd just rather listen to Nickelback.
I mean, Nickelback gets a lot of bad rap, especially here in the States. But they do have some hits. I wouldn't mind listening to them for like once or twice. But Brandon chose to listen to them for the rest of his life.
Camper would have probably chosen Miley Cyrus.
I mean, she has like one decent song, but if it's for the rest of my life, I probably would choose Nickelback as well. But that is the conclusion of our game. We're going to move right on into our first main topic. Cody, you have the first main topic. What are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, okay. So I consider all of us jokesters, right? You know, right? I mean, we like to laugh. We like to make each other laugh. We like to make other people laugh, and I'm having a really hard time making words right now. So we're going to get through this together. So I would also like to play a game. This was completely by coincidence that Camper and I chose to play games on this show, this episode.
This isn't a game, man.
I know there are videos floating around on Facebook and YouTube here recently. They are dad joke battles. I've also seen them called bad joke battles, but I think they're funny. And come to find out, it seems like a bunch of dad jokes are just puns, right? Which is kind of interesting. But, you know, none of us... Well, Brandon, you are the only dad in the group.
So does that mean every joke I say is a pun?
Well,
it better be,
every
man.
joke you make from now on is a dad joke.
Okay. I can live with that.
Yeah. So we're going to play this game. We're not going to have video to this. We may, in the future, have a video, but we're going to do a joke battle. And I'll start it off, and we will just keep round table rotation. So, and at the end of the game, the person that laughs the most is the loser, and that will be Camper.
Probably.
But
by far.
But just keep up with
Hands
it
down.
as you listen, and laugh along if you so please, or if you so choose. All right. So first joke, guys. Why aren't koalas actual bears? Because they don't meet the qualifications.
Stop.
All right, Brandon.
That didn't take long.
Brandon, you
can leave.
You go.
Okay. What's the difference between a guitar and a fish? You can't tune a fish.
Okay. That wasn't funny at all. I gotta get in a serious mode here. Nothing's funny. Except for me, everything's funny. Okay, so my joke. Has anyone here ever tried to eat a clock?
I have not.
No.
No? Well, it's pretty time consuming.
That one was good.
Spicy, what do you got?
Jake is trying really hard not to laugh right now. Ooh. Go ahead, Jake.
All right. I went to McAllister's the other day, and I ordered some soup, and they asked me if I wanted it in a cup or a bowl, and I said, that's probably a good idea, or otherwise it would be all over the table.
Oh my god. That's probably a good idea.
All right. That was a good first round.
I think Cody lost first round.
Yeah, I laugh at everything too, come to find out. All right, so second round. Here we go. Man, I got to find a good one. Okay, hold on. All right. Why do chicken coops only have 2 doors? Because if they had 4 doors, they'd be a chicken sedan.
Oh, stop.
Why didn't the toilet paper cross the road? It got stuck in a crack.
I'm laughing at Camper over there.
All right.
Camper, what you got?
You know, my dad recently got fired from his road worker gig, and I just refused to believe it.
Yeah.
But when I got home, the signs, they were all there. That one was stupid. Okay, Jake, you go.
No, that was good.
Yeah, I finally laughed. I had a joke about construction, but I'm still working on it.
These are all good. Y'all did good. All right, so that was round 2. We're gonna start the third round now. Time to pull out all the stops. 2 guys walk into a bar. The third one ducks.
Oh. I hate overthinking them.
What did the yoga instructor say when her landlord tried to evict her? Namaste.
Whew. All right. I suck at this game. What is the best time of the day? 6:30, hands down.
You're making yourself laugh.
Jake's turn.
I'm terrified of elevators. I'll be taking steps to avoid them.
I almost overthought that one.
Yeah.
All right. Round 4. What happened to the guy who got a soda thrown at his head? He lived. Luckily, it was a soft drink.
Can't stop laughing.
What do you call Irish furniture?
Uh-oh. What?
Patio furniture.
Laugh, Jake. No? Okay.
That wasn't funny.
All right. You know, I was looking through the classifieds looking for find a new job. And there's this ad in there, there's a job hanging mirrors. And you know what? I really could see myself doing that. That one was funny, Jake. You know it.
Oh, he's trying not to laugh so hard.
My dad was giving he gave a toast at my wedding rehearsal the other night, and after it was over, I asked him to tell me his best joke, and he just pointed at me.
Hey, he stole that from me.
All right. Last round, round 5. If we were playing to see how many times you would laugh at your own joke, Camper would definitely win that.
They're not original, so I found them funny, obviously, to bring them to the table. And then when I say them out loud,
oh yeah, none of mine have
Okay.
been original. I found them on mine. Have to give credit where credit's due. All right, round 5. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, or I didn't get it at least.
He said supplies.
Don't let me do this
Oh.
again.
Supplies. Okay.
Why don't they play poker in the jungle? Too many cheetahs.
Oh.
Okay. For the record, cheetahs aren't native to the jungle.
For the
but
record,
that's okay.
you're an idiot.
Okay.
Camper, you're wrong.
Wrong. Okay, so I'm. This isn't part of the joke. I'm just round 5. I'm going all in. My brother just had 2 kids. Their names are Denise and Denephew. And then someone commented on this one, and it says, Dewan and the other one. Okay. Go ahead, Jake.
Ooh.
You know why the old lady fell down the well? She didn't see that well.
I started laughing before the punchline because I was just thinking of an old lady falling down a well.
Wow, you're really,
Yeah,
really
You're a sick
dark.
person. Wow.
Psychopath.
Is that how you get your jollies, thinking of old ladies falling down wells?
Apparently.
All right, well, guys, thank you for playing that. I don't think Brandon laughed at all, but that's okay.
I was close. I was
definitely
close
would.
on Jake's last one.
That was a good one. For you guys out there listening, guys and girls out there, the Squadians, please comment your favorite dad joke and help us to keep on laughing. And I hope we made you laugh also. But that's my main topic. I think, Jake, you have the next one.
So as you heard last week, if you listened, I got married this past Saturday. So that was that was an amazing. That was the best day of my life ever. That was when I was out last week. But I just first of all, just want to thank if any listeners, if you were there, thank you for coming. It was I've heard a lot of good stuff said about the wedding and the ceremony and everything. It means a lot that so many people were able to make it and be there in support. If you were not there, that's fine, especially if I don't know you, because that would be weird. Which you would be surprised how many people were there that apparently I know that I don't know. But anyway, I'm not an emotional person, typically.
Fooled me.
Yeah.
Really haven't ever really had a real good cry in my whole life. And Saturday, I all day, we had to get there early, and the wedding wasn't till 5, and there was just a lot of sitting around, a lot of thinking. I was trying to do anything I could to just get my mind off everything. I was ready for everything to be over, or just start anyway. But about 30-20 minutes before the wedding started, I got put in this little office outside of the sanctuary there at the church, and just had to sit there. It was the pastor, my pastor Corey Fontaine. He was in there. My dad was in there. My brother was in there, and his son was in there. And we were just sitting there, and I was about to pull my hair out. I was nervous. There was a lot of people there. I don't like being in front of people that much, but at least I don't like being the center of attention anyway. I was just sitting there, ready to get this thing started, and they come and get me to take my mom down the aisle, because that's how we did it. And they come and get me, and I go back there, and we're kind of having to wait in line. And I could, as soon as that happened, I could kind of feel the emotions start turning a little bit, and I was thinking, this is kind of weird. This is not a familiar feeling. But I walk her down the aisle and seat her and everything. I walk back, and there's all these people looking at me walk down the aisle backwards, and it was the worst. But I get out, and I have to run all the way to the other end of the building to get around to where Corey and my dad and myself would come out up on stage. So we come out, and we get up there. Well, now it's time for the bridesmaids and the groomsmen to come in, and I start like getting a little teary-eyed, and I was like, this is weird. I don't know what's happening, and kind of wiping tears and stuff. And then really cool, now my wife had got this video, this slideshow, thank you, to before she came down the aisle, with all these pictures of us from the time that we've been together, and all these different places we've gone and stuff we've got to do, and just all these pictures from our past up there. And as soon as the song started playing, I just start squalling. Like, I'm not even I'm not crying. Like, I am like crying. Like, there's
The
tears
the
falling.
kids call it ugly
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah,
I
like,
say
yeah.
ugly crying.
Like tears hitting the floor. It was awful. And then, and you have to wait for like probably 90 seconds of pictures before she actually comes down the aisle. I can't see her yet. I was just, I couldn't wait to see her. I hadn't seen her all day. And finally those doors open and I see her and I just like started shaking and making noise. It was the best moment of my life. But
And collectively, at least most of your grooms, I don't know all of them, but we would like to thank you for letting us cry as well, because apparently it was contagious. Apparently it was a chain reaction where if you look at Jake going, like we all just started doing it. I had a groomsman behind me. He was like, "Look at Jake," and I was like, "I am."
I think you had everybody in the audience crying too, because I was tearing up just watching you cry.
So Jake, I didn't cry. I cried during the ceremony. It was more of a tear up, but it was at a different part. It wasn't during this part. But we were watching the slideshow, and they had two screens set up, one behind the groom and the pastor there and the best man, and up there behind the ceremony, or I guess in front of it, and then the one we were looking at, which was by the back of the whatever
Sanctuary.
room it's in, sanctuary. That's it. And
Cathedral.
and so we were watching there. I couldn't see you. So while that's going on, and while Ashlyn is making her way down, I hear you. And I'm not crying because my attention is like, wow, that's, Ashlyn looks great. And, I can't believe, I'm so happy for my friends. And then I just hear you just, doing your ugly crying. And then I turn around and I was like, wow, he's not just tearing up like, most grooms do, but he's actually crying. But that was my experience. Was I actually heard you first?
Like I don't think it had to do. It wasn't for me. It wasn't anything like with the wedding itself, or like seeing it. It was you, bro. Like you losing it made me lose it. Like it was all you. I mean,
Yep.
And we talked about this briefly after, but Corey's known me since I was born. He's the same age. I think he's the same age as my sister, and him, my sister, my brother. They all kind of grew up together because they're 10 years older than me. But Corey's up there, and he kind of grabbed my elbow, and he's like, "You're fine, you're fine." And the more he said it, the more I was not fine. The more I lost control, and then I start hearing my dad behind me, which I can't see him, but I start hearing him kind of at the same time. And he's trying to pat me on the back, and Ashlyn finally gets up there, and about 10 minutes too late, I finally get, I feel like it was a whole box of Kleenexes. I mean, I got like, my mom sent all these Kleenexes, and I'm like having to find pockets to stick them in because I didn't have enough pocket space. I used a couple, I think, and just, I was like, wow, I don't have any room to put this. But that was probably the best moment of my whole life, seeing my bride walk down the aisle. It was, and it's amazing. I can't wait for you, Cody, and Camper to get to experience that.
Me too.
Brandon, you did not fully prepare me for that moment, so I'm sorry, man.
So sometimes you can't. You just gotta let life hit you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it hit me. I think every emotion that I have ever felt in my whole life. Apparently,
and see, we
came
were
out right
different than
there.
you, bro. Because like with me and Debbie, when we got married, we did see each other before the wedding. Like we had everybody exit the sanctuary and we had a first look, and nobody was there. So like for me, that was the emotional moment. And like when she was coming down the aisle, it wasn't like that. So
Yeah, that's how my brother and his wife did it, and how my sister and her husband did it. But very neat, to not see her before. But anyway, we got to go to Savannah, Georgia, for both of our the first time going there. That was where we went on the honeymoon. Beautiful place, old place, lots of history. These old oaks with the Spanish moss, just everywhere. Just Beautiful town to go and visit if you ever get a chance to. I highly recommend it. I do want to shout out our friend Danny Ray here, which grew up over there in Georgia. South Georgia, I had always heard that there is not much there. They were not lying. Macon, I would say, probably is about an hour south of Atlanta. And from Macon to Savannah, there is nothing. Like, I promise you, there's like 12 gas stations for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, just flat, absolute nothingness.
Yeah, we've been to Savannah too, and it's hard not to fall asleep on that. Like, because you have nothing to stare at.
I know, it's repetitive, and I was driving and about to lose my mind. I was like, this is the longest I've ever drove my whole life, and my butt is asleep, and there's no hills. It's just flat and swampy, but anyway, you finally get there. It's a beautiful place. Place we stayed, it's called Mirabelle Inn and Suites, and it's got a little coffee shop thing there underneath it. Very neat little 4-bedroom hotel type thing. It's old, and it is very neat experience. Just the whole week, getting to be, we're talking about it, me and Ashlyn, the fact that all of a sudden you don't have to, you can just do whatever you want to do. You decide what you want to do that night and you go do it, and you don't have to ask your family, you want to do this, you want to do that, because that's the way it's always been with me. But that was pretty neat. We got to go to today was our first full day back here in Meridian. We got back yesterday, and we made our first trip to Walmart. And I almost threw up on the floor when I saw the total bill there. It was,
welcome to married life.
Yeah.
Eating the Chef Boyardee, right?
Yeah, we will be next month. Yeah. I'm looking forward to married life. It's already been great so far, having your best friend around constantly. But I was going to say, tell y'all on the way back, I listened to last week's podcast on the way back. I listened to it briefly while we were there, but I decided not to listen to it until we were on the way back. And as I was listening to it, I decided I needed to address a few things.
Oh my gosh.
Number one, me in the alternate, in the multiverse, whatever you had called it, I would not be friends with him.
No, it's like the reverse Flash to Flash.
Oh yeah, exactly. And you nailed it. I mean, yeah. Anyway, Cody, you make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches perfectly. Do not change what you're doing.
Thank you.
I will say, I don't hate white bread, but the only time I can eat it is on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Ugh.
That's kind of weird.
Well, it's nice to know that you like the sound or the taste of dirt in your mouth.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it does taste like dirt. I don't know why I can eat it. I guess that's maybe the little crustable things you got at school, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was white bread.
Yeah.
That may be why I'm okay with it. But matter of fact, I'm going to have one after we get done recording, because now I want one. Also, pineapple does not belong on pizza at all.
Thank you.
I really am not a huge fan of pineapple, but if I'm going to eat it, I can, and it only is by itself. Does not go on a pizza, though. There's no reason. Also, the number 13, I agree with you, Brandon. Gets a horrible rap. I'm not sure why. What 13 did to anybody. It hasn't done me any harm.
That's why it's an unsung hero, Jake, and I can only hope that today's is more appreciated than 13.
Well, I hope it is too. I don't know what it is yet, but also a person, and I also know a person is mutual, and Cody, you know him too, who has the number 13 tattooed on his arm, which is
what?
So yeah, there's that. But anyway, that's kind of all I really had to say this week. I just wanted to kind of catch y'all up on what I did this week, and thank y'all, that were a part of everything in the the wedding, and those that were able to make it. Sorry, I had a stroke. But and I wanted to address a few things from last week that I was really wanting to talk last week. I think I did respond a few times out loud on that car ride home. But that's really all I've got to say this week.
Well, thank you, Spicy. First off, it's we're all really glad that you were able to join us again. That is something that we were definitely missing from last week's episode, was that fourth member and the little bit of spice that you bring to the table. It was a great ceremony, beautiful ceremony. Ashlyn and you both look great, and we couldn't be happier for you, and glad that you had a great honeymoon as well. Thank you, Cody, for bringing your topic as well, but that moves us along into our individual segments. And as fate would have it, Spicy, you're going to start us off with your individual segment. What you got?
All right, so this week's Are You an Idiot goes out to Josh Rosen. If you are a fan of college football, you've probably heard about this by now, but and I may have some mixed opinions here in front of me, but I don't know. Josh Rosen, quarterback at UCLA. I'm assuming him saying his name right. I can't remember. I've heard it said so many times this week, but he made a statement this week that said basically, football and school don't mix. Anybody in their right mind would not have a football player, a student athlete's schedule, which, it's difficult. I will give him that. I can't imagine, trying to play football at a high level and also succeed in school at a high level. But anytime you have Cardale Jones, former Ohio State quarterback, the guy that said we ain't come here to play school, tell you to shut up, you're an idiot. So Josh Rosen, just stop. I think people have been doing it for like 100 and something years, so I think you can do it too. So
when he said that, I was like, bro, I'd switch places with you if you want.
yeah.
With my family, of course. Like you can't beat me, but like I'll play college sports for education.
Yeah, that's exactly the thought I had. But that's this week's Are You an Idiot?
But school's hard, man, and so's football. So that's two hard things.
Can't do two hard things. It's just...
Okay.
He's really gonna think that about everything in life, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Coach, you mean I got to play football and learn the playbook?
I can't. It's one or the other. I can't do both.
Yeah. I got to read defenses too.
He gets his wife pregnant, and she's like, "You got to read this book, What to Expect When You're Expecting." What? I got to be a dad and learn how to be a dad.
So I got to learn the offensive playbook, and then I got to know how to read the defenses. I got to throw and run the ball.
He kind of strikes me, like I've never met this guy before, real quick. I've never met this guy before, but he kind of reminds me of that guy from The Longest Yard that speaks like, "Me want to play football?" Like he doesn't seem smart to me.
That big guy?
And who knows, if he is like that, maybe school is really hard, and maybe he doesn't need to be doing both at the same time.
Can you teach me to football?
That's a good point, Brent. That's a good point. Oh boy.
Well, thanks, Spicy. He certainly is not very smart. Cody, what is your individual segment this week?
I would like to have one main, awkward Cody moment, but because we've been on our 10-day break from school, I haven't been around too many people to get into awkward moments. The only time I really was around people was at Jake's wedding, and there were a few little tiny mini awkward moments. One of them was when just, my old BSU director, and y'all probably still see him every now and then because y'all are still in town. But, he comes over to me. It was good to see him, he and his wife and his kids, but just kind of talking to him. We hadn't seen each other in a little while. There were a lot of awkward pauses, and, he's kind of an intimidating man, a little bit.
Yes.
So I really didn't know what to say. I didn't know if he was going to say anything or, if he was going to be like, still wish you were around. Wish you were here, punk. Something like that. I don't know. He wouldn't say anything like that. And then the other one was also at the wedding, or at the reception, rather. Both of these were at the reception. I think it was Daniel and his girlfriend, Courtney. They were on the dance floor, and one of your relatives' little girls was out there dancing. I guess one of your nieces
Yeah. They were out there a lot.
that was dancing with Courtney and Daniel. And he was like, Cody, come out here and dance. And he just, here, dance with her. And I'm like, oh, okay. Get to actually dance with a girl.
I told Debbie, I was like, my prayer came true. Cody met a girl at this thing.
Yeah, she's 6, which, I mean, it was fun. It was, whatever. But I was looking over towards the bride and groom table that was up on the stage. I don't know what you call that area, but because I've never been married.
I don't know what you call it either.
I was looking over there, and I think her parents were over there, and I was just looking like, oh, do they think this is okay? Like, because some people are kind of protective of their kids, especially like a little girl, and they don't know me that well unless they've listened to the podcast, and I'm harmless, but
Yeah, there are more guys that are creepier looking than Cody was.
well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. But no, we were just kind of dancing, moving to the music. And then our BSU director, his name was Buzz. I'll just go ahead and say it. Buzz's daughter, she comes out there.
This quickly is turning into an episode of Friends when Ross has to dance with all of these little kids. And then all of a sudden this like fully grown girl comes up and was like, it's my turn. So at least that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would have been cool if a single girl that was my age was there and was like, "Oh, that's so cute. Can I dance with you now?" But that didn't happen. But no, that was this week's awkward Cody moments, plural.
Thank you for bringing the awkward Cody to the table, Cody.
You're welcome. I guess.
Brandon. Brandon, you're next.
Before I start, I just want to say the dance floor at Jake's wedding was just a gigantic awkward Cody episode. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, so it's time for Unsung Heroes. Last week, if you weren't listening, I plugged in the number 13 because that got a lot of hate. I want y'all to track with me here because I feel like this may go a little awkward. But I want you to know that my motives for plugging this in are 100% pure. So just bear with me. This week in Unsung Heroes, I'm plugging in something that I think is very underappreciated. I think is undervalued, is made fun of. Y'all will probably think I'm joking when I plug this in. I'm totally serious. I want to throw that out there now. This week's Unsung Hero is ultrasounds. But I'm not going to just say overall ultrasounds. I'm going to go a little bit further, or a little bit lower, and say testicular ultrasounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there. Literally. Yeah, I'm plugging in, and look at Jake. Like, Jake's facial expression right now is the reason why I'm plugging this in, because that's what you get if you bring up the word testicular ultrasounds. But the question is why are you plugging in testicular ultrasounds, and why are you saying testicular ultrasound so much? And that is because I've actually had one, because I have experienced symptoms where I had to actually get checked for testicular cancer. So there is a good reason to have them. Obviously, they help detect cancer in that region, and it turned out that I didn't have cancer, although I was told by a doctor before I had the ultrasound that was what was going to be the case. So imagine thinking you have cancer and going to get an ultrasound. That's like a double negative right there. Like, I may have cancer, and now I have to get a testicular ultrasound. So it wasn't a good day, to say the least. But I do want to plug this in because, like I said, I feel like it's underappreciated. I feel like it's a butt of a joke. I feel like you get facial expressions when you talk about it, like Jake did to me just a little bit ago. Yeah, so testicular ultrasounds, you're amazing. I never want to have one again, but it was a fun experience, I guess. Not really. It was really awkward.
I was about to say, I don't see how that could be fun at all, but
I really
glad
can't
you're
say
okay.
just go like with normal stuff. It's like go experience this. This is really great. I don't want
Yeah.
you to experience this, but it's there if you need it.
right. And I'm glad you did not end up having testicular cancer because, who knows where you would be now.
That
Yeah.
would have.
But
That would make
And
it sad.
this is kind of in its own category because a weenus you can play with, DMVs, you can go tell them I appreciate you. The number 13 you can count to. This you really can't do much with unless you have to have it. So
I went to the DMV, by the way, today, and it was a very pleasant experience. So maybe
Good.
they heard you.
Okay, well, thank you, Brandon, for plugging in something that serves a great purpose that I hope none of us have to experience in the future. Let's move along into the next segment, which is What the Freak. And this week, I just hate life. But we're going to start this. I don't hate life at all. Life's great. But this is not a great part about life. I have here, it says, many religions preach upon two eternal destinations where man shall end up, either in an eternal paradise or a place of eternal torment. This week, we're going to discuss the latter, the terrible place of eternal torment. Let's talk about Walmart.
I like it.
Okay, so I got a few hypotheticals here. If you enjoy a shopping experience where everything goes exactly how you planned it would go, I would suggest not shopping at Walmart. If you want to find items in their logical locations, don't go to Walmart. You don't want to run into people who come flying out of the side aisles without looking, because you know where that happens at. Ding, ding, ding. You guessed it correctly. Walmart. And, okay, so, now we're going to move into what I like to call a segment within a segment. This is a segmentception, if you will.
Ooh, that was a hard
This new
word.
mini segment will officially be entitled Storytime with Uncle Camper and will be effective immediately.
it's kind of creepy.
This week I
yeah,
went to Walmart.
that kind of sounds scary.
No, man,
This
it's
is
not
turning
creepy
into
at
a
all.
really
It's
scary episode here.
It's not scary. It's just story time with Uncle Camper, and I am an uncle. Both
Stop saying
in
that.
just I have nephews, but I do consider myself an uncle to Samuel, Brandon's kid. But this is the story. This week I went to Walmart twice, and put your brave faces, folks, on. Put your brave face, folks. What is this? How do I say this? Put your brave faces on, folks. This one's a doozy. Okay, so I walk up to this Walmart. There's three things I'm going to point out. I walk up to this Walmart, right? And I walk up knowing what's going to happen, because I hate Walmart. It's not just this one experience. It is a lifetime of bad experiences. I walk up there to get the cart, and I pick it out, and I roll it to me, and I say, okay, this one is probably good. I think this every time I get a cart. I say, but there's probably nothing wrong with this. I get through the sensors. Nothing is wrong. I walk past that old bread in the old cookie section, that they're trying to get you to put directly in the cart as soon as you walk in, and unless it goes bad, and they got to throw it out. Anyway, as soon as I pass that, I swear, this wheel on this cart went from a circular wheel to a square wheel, and it is making the loudest sound in the entire store. You could walk by the stereo section, and my wheel would be louder than the music playing on that. And so I go by this, and I start at the fruit, because I hate going and starting at the cold stuff and then walking all the way through. People have their own methods, but I start at the fruit, work my way up. And it depends on how your Walmart's set up. But I get like 5 items, and at this point, I'm like trying to like tilt the cart so that it doesn't roll on the square wheel. And I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm done with this. And I find this cart in the ranch aisle, and it's just empty. It's abandoned. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, that's convenient. I hope it's better than this one. Well, in fact, I know it's better than this one, because this one's terrible. And also, not only is it convenient, but it's disturbing. Have you ever seen an abandoned cart, especially in like the ranch aisle in Walmart? Like, why is this cart here? What happened to your driver? That I don't know.
You get a little concerned about it.
Yeah.
Like, why is it here?
Yeah, and what's wrong with this one?
Yeah.
But anyway, I exchange the items, I transfer them, I get this new cart, which seems to have no problems whatsoever, and I work my way up to find stuff throughout the food aisles, and sooner or later I run into like 4 or 5 people who just honestly, I don't know if they have driver's licenses. I don't know why they do. They pull up to the very like front of the aisle, like they pull all the way through the aisle. They stop. They look down it for 10 solid seconds, and then they determine, you know what, maybe I should go down this aisle. So they back up, and then they go into the aisle. And I'm like, where in the world is this acceptable? If a car did this, right, insurance companies would be called. So why do the navigators at Walmart, the shoppers there, why do they have so much leeway? That I don't understand. And finally, I'll finish out with this. I spent 30 minutes, I am not exaggerating this, I spent 30 minutes looking for a box of matches. And you look in there's 4 solid locations where this could go. You've got what I would determine the best location for it to be is in the paper plate section of the grocery side. Not there. I looked down that aisle 3 times. Went to the camping section. Also a logical place. Not there. Candle section. You'd think it's there. It's not. Then I went to the grill station. The only time that I think I would use a match consistently is when I light like a charcoal grill. There are no matches. And I'm furious. I cannot stand the people that work at Walmart, the people that set it up. I can't stand the shoppers that go there. Walmart is the worst place on earth. The only acceptable time to go is like 1 a.m. And I don't know if you've ever been to a Walmart at 1 a.m, but you meet some crazy people there. So you even don't want to go at that time. But I'm getting mad just talking about it. How do you guys feel about Walmart?
Can I start?
You
Yeah,
just
go
did,
ahead.
so
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to say that your experience, Camper, was so similar to mine today, which when you buy $250 worth of groceries, you're going to spend a lot of time in Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the number of things that just were, like you said, in illogical places was mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Secondly, I didn't get a buggy with a square wheel, which I know that buggy. I've gotten that buggy before. But I did get a buggy that constantly pulled to the right.
Yeah.
Like, I had to push it
Mm-hmm.
pretty much on the right side to make it stay straight.
Yeah.
And then I also had a woman almost run me over today, flying around the stupid end of a aisle and
Yeah,
almost
who does
died.
that, man?
So,
It's the worst.
but anyway, I hate Walmart.
Cody,
Sorry to be
Brandon?
with you.
Any other thoughts?
I don't know. I don't mind shopping for food at grocery stores. Walmart. Over here in Jackson, we have Kroger. There's also Walmart. But the only thing I don't like about grocery stores is the people. Because just like y'all are describing, they don't know how to drive the carts. They stand in the middle of the aisle instead of getting to one side of it so more people can pass. They go either very slowly and you can't get around them, or they're moving too fast and, like you said, they wheel around a corner too quick and almost take your dang ankle off with the basket, which sucks. I don't know.
Camper says what the freak about Walmart. Just wait till you get a woman to go with, man. That's like adding a 2-ton car to the load. I mean, like with Debbie, it's like I'm just like, I don't want to have to go back. So like we're halfway done shopping. She's like, I gotta go back and get this. I forgot this. And it's like, you have a list? Yeah. Well, why is it not on the list? You were working on it 30 minutes before we came. So like, I try I risk my life. I'm like, Debbie, I'll go to Walmart. Let me go and do this because I don't want us to go together.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a 2-hour-long trip.
Well, because we as men are more efficient at going and retrieving what we need.
We're hunters and gatherers. When we were cavemen, we did this all the time.
Right. So we have been doing this, for eons. We're more efficient.
I need to tell Debbie that next time. Whenever she's like, why are you an expert? I'm going to be like, because my ancestors gathered berries and twigs.
They knew what they wanted.
Well, the scientists would say that we hunted and the women gathered berries and twigs.
What'd you say?
That the scientists, I don't know how legitimate it is, but they said that the men were hunters and the women went and gathered berries and twigs, as you said.
Okay, well, I'm a hunter.
True.
I hunted berries and twigs.
We also don't look at the dozen brands and choose, like after 30 minutes. We just
Yep.
go get the Old Faithful.
Yep.
All right. Well, Well, that's going to close out the What the Freak. That's actually going to close out all 4 segments here. We're moving along. We're nearing the end of the episode. It's been a good one. Hope you guys are still with us. We're going to move right on into our plugs. Spicy, why don't you go ahead and start us off with the plugs?
I'm going to plug Mirabelle Inn and Sweets. I don't, that's a great place too, but the place, the little coffee shop I alluded to earlier, it has they sell waffles there in the morning, and they have what they call the house waffle. Was phenomenal. It had Nutella and whipped cream and strawberries, and it was the best thing.
That sounds amazing.
It was beautiful. It tasted beautiful. So if you're ever in Savannah, look up Mirabelle Inn and Sweets. Go in the little coffee shop and order the house waffle.
Sweet, sweet. Cody, what about you?
I would like to plug a little toy store by the name of Harbor Freight. It's actually not a toy store. It is a not discount. It's a tool store where they sell not expensive tools. I wouldn't want to say cheap because they work well. They just don't overprice the tools. I recently went there and got a cart full of different power tools, and I'm loving every minute of it. So thank you, Harbor Freight, for coming in clutch.
Sweet, sweet. Brandon, what about you?
This week I'm plugging in Hishi, or for the non-acronym way to say it, How It Should Have Ended. It's a YouTube channel where they basically take movies and do some animation and tell you how those movies should have ended, and they pretty much reveal any plot hole ever. So if you have never watched a How It Should Have Ended, go to YouTube right now, type in How It Should Have Ended, and enjoy the over 5 years worth of material they've been putting out. They recently just released How It Should Have Ended Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is one of my favorites now. So be sure to go do that.
And my plug is Eno, otherwise known as Eagle Nesting Outfitters or Eagle Nest Outfitters. They make casual hammocks, not for anyone who is interested in camping and spending multiple nights in them, although they can be used for that. But if you like spending time outdoors and you just want a hammock that you can bring with you, lightweight, strap up to a couple of trees, check out eno.com. I'm sure they got social media pages as well. Great hammocks. I love them. That rounds out the plugs. Cody, you have our only announcement. What you got?
Yeah, it is review time. All right, so this is when I review or read a review in an accent. So here we go. Oh no. Oh no. There's no review.
Oh, man.
Listeners, come on now. Don't let us down. Don't let yourselves down. Don't do yourselves a disservice by not reviewing this podcast.
Cody, are you saying that you won't be acting like an idiot this episode?
This is when the Michael Scott gif comes out and it says "I'm dead inside."
Yeah, exactly. Not this week. Yeah, not this week.
I don't know. I don't know if I missed something in the pre-meeting, but I really thought you were fixing to do a review, and I'm really disappointed.
So Jake's really upset right now. So
I am. I'm devastated.
Yeah. So if you want to make Jake not upset, why don't you just go ahead and pull? If you're listening to this episode right now on your iPhone or even on your computer or your Android device, it doesn't take much just to either leave a review on Facebook or, if you are listening on an iPhone or an iDevice, just leave a review on iTunes. It's real easy. Just go to that certain page on that iTunes account thing and leave a review.
Search the Squad Life Podcast. It'll pull up our page. Click the review button, and there should be a write a review button right across the top. And that's how you can do it on the iPhone. Not sure how you do it on Google Play, but we haven't even checked Google Play. We really just care about iTunes. And but however you're listening, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to another episode of The Squad Life. We hope that we're getting better with each episode, and we hope that the same was applied to this episode 14. Thank you guys. Hit us up on social media. Shout us out. Tell us what you think about some of our topics or segments, your favorite parts, or your opinion on what we talked about. That rounds out this episode of the Squad Life Podcast. We appreciate you listening, however you're listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
So, Jake, Spicy White, Married Man Lee, hit him with a see ya.
See ya! that's really all I've got to say this week.
Now, hit that subscribe button, you filthy animal.